All right, here it is, the brand new truck that we'll be driving. It's a 2021 Volvo 760 VNL. Has 35,500 miles on it. Quick little walk around here for you. We just got it out of the shop, got it all prepped and ready to go for us. The previous driver had it for a very short time and then quit the company. So we kind of lucked out and got it. I've been looking over it. The tires look great. Suspension, everything looks good. We got the fifth wheel all greased up. There's the witch's broom. That's our stuff. Well, some of it. I'm going to do a little cutaway and show you the inside and the engine. All right, here we are inside. I'm going to go a little look over here. This is actually the perspective you get sitting from the driver's seat. I got the engine running because it's 103 degrees out there, man. It's hot. So I'm going to start from the left, work my way to the right. So I really like the way Volvo does these doors. It's lock, unlock, back to open. And of course, you got your window controls and your mirror controls. I'll go ahead and test those now since it's a new truck for us. Yep, they're working. Go to the right side. They sure are working. And then they got your big mirror, and they also got your convex mirror. This will look down the side of the trailer, gives you a nice view. Cars will disappear under its view though, and then you can see them on the convex mirror. And as they get closer to the door, they kind of disappear there, and then we can see them on that mirror there. So the visibility is actually pretty good in a semi-truck, but just, you know, bear in mind that we still have blind spots that cars can disappear from. So, you know, it's always best just to pass the truck, get past them, stay behind them, whatever you want to do. Don't ride right next to us. And of course, we've got the same mirror configurations over here, and we've got one additional mirror at the top, and that shows us what's directly below the door. You're supposed to be able to see cars that way. Honestly, it doesn't work very well. Just don't hang out over there when you're driving next to a semi, because that's a huge blind spot for us, as you can see. You know, even there, that's the back of that's the corner of the sleeper. So, you know, we ain't seeing anything till like way back there. So, dashboard wise, we got our lights controls, dashboard light controls. This is a little light, utility light on the back of the cab for when we're working on the trailer at night, something like that. I'm actually not 100% sure what that button is. I gotta look that up. Of course, our keys. And this is our oil and water temperature gauge, our tachometer. This is our turbo, and this is our DEF gauge. DEF is a treatment system for the exhaust to make it more environmentally friendly. The center dash here, I can go through menus and set up whatever I want to show there. As you can see, there's only 35,000 miles on this truck. This is our primary and secondary air tanks. This is what runs the brakes as well as some other functions. And there's two tanks, primary and secondary. Speedometer, fuel gauge. And this is actually a brake application gauge. Shows me how much, step on the brake. Shows me how much brake pressure I'm putting on. And again, that's just reading the amount of air pressure going through the system. So the air brakes themselves are controlled by these two knobs here. This releases the parking brake of the truck. This releases the parking brake of the trailer. So even if I had it in gear and tried to pull away, it would not be able to pull against that. So then, the steering wheel, I've got a bunch of basic, I got cruise control, all that there. I've guess I'll have to pick that up later. My Bluetooth controls. Got a city horn and the okay, I'll go ahead and do it. That horn. Yep, this truck doesn't have the little honk honk thing that does it up there. Then over here, this is how I control that screen up there, is with these functions. Also controls the radio as well. These little roller buttons, and that one that I knocked the top off of, you know, it has to do with that guy right there. So, yeah, of course, you got your blinker stock and your wiper stock, just like a car. This stock is for my Jake brakes. So there's off, automatic, first, second, third, and I can even pull it down for additional engine braking. Then as we move over here, I've got a rear wheel axle lock, traction control. This button allows me to slide the fifth wheel back and forth to, it helps balance out the weight of the truck and tractor when we've got a loaded trailer if needed. Usually you don't have to touch that. Usually you can set that right in the middle and you're fine. This is a hill assist so that the truck won't roll backwards. And I take my foot off the brake. It's kind of nice. Now this is the smart idle system. This is what all the fuss was about. Our last. Sorry, I got a phone call there. It's not on video. Oh, there's Allison. There's Allison. So anyways, there's my smart idle. That's what all the fuss was about from our last thing. And this will allow us to run the truck when we're stopped in order to maintain a temperature in the truck as well as the battery health for my CPAP. This here, push that button. Well, actually, it pushes up and just roll it. And that will turn on and off. I'm sorry, not turn on and off. It will release the kingpin so we can pull away from the trailer. Now the trucks have a forward-facing safety camera right there. That will go off if it detects like sudden deceleration or if we're tailgating too much. But I can also manually set it off by pushing this button right here. It's kind of like a panic button. You know, if I'm in an unsafe situation or if, you know, someone's trying to mug the truck or whatever. And I've got my air conditioning controls, cab recirculation, AC, etc. Here's Allison. First got my radio. Do you want in? She wants in. I don't think these have electronic. She says, let me in, let me in. Okay. So that's my radio. Now this is an automatic truck, there's no stick shift. So I got neutral gear, reverse drive. This tells me what gear I'm in. Apparently I'm in neutral 2. I didn't know there was 2 neutrals. Anyways, manual mode so I can adjust the gears myself. It is a 12-speed, 12 forward and 2 back. So I guess you could say it's a 14-speed, really. And I believe this switches it like between the eco mode and the performance mode. Then up here we have the Qualcomm, which is the computer we use. They give us our GPS directions on here, and they insist you go by the GPS directions. They don't want you driving off route at all, unless there's, you know, road closed or something, obviously. So that also keeps track of our hours of service, tells us how many hours we can legally drive for the day as well as for the week. And you can type messages back and forth between you and the dispatchers. Inside of that, there's also macros that you fill out, like when you arrive at the shipper and when you empty the trailer and things like that. Those are just pre-canned messages, and you type in, you know, everything you need for that. So down here we got some additional plugs, places to store things, cup holders, which are movable. The seats are fairly comfortable. They're air ride, so see me bouncing on it. So it helps absorb the shock when you're driving down the road, because semi-trucks will shake your bones. And then there's a fair amount of storage. Let me turn on the light back here. Wrong way. There we go. So up here, we've got a little reading light. This is kind of cool. I can turn on for reading at night, as well as your bright light. Little storage bin there. Now these switches are empty. I think this is your Bluetooth speaker. We've got another cigarette lighter there. That's where you can hang your CD mic. Your CD goes in here, which we don't have one yet, but eventually we do plan to get one. And then more storage. Then you come up here, more storage. There's actually quite a bit of storage in these trucks. Some more up there. A lot of storage, but it's still pretty crammed for 2 people, I will admit that. Then, it's just kind of an overview look there for you. Then we come back to the sleeper now. We haven't put our bed in here yet, but we're going to do that next. So, this is how you can control the temperature and the radio from the back of the truck. And then, this is not, unfortunately that's not a cabinet, but I think they've got the air conditioning system up there too. This is a cabinet. This here you can, I can't do it one-handed, but you can swing that, you can mount a television to that. Honestly, in our last truck we were just using it to hold our stuff back. And then more storage down here, or if you had one at the VCR. And I believe, I thought these had a plug-in in them. Well, I think there's supposed to be a plug in there, I just don't know where it is right now. You got some side storage, you got a bottom locker down there, good place for your shoes. This is where all of Allison's clothes go because, hey, let's face it, women take up all the storage. Then you got some storage up there. And some storage in here. You can put your microwave here, tie it down. That's probably what we'll do. And I'll have to figure out where the plugs are. I might just have to, I thought there's supposed to be plugs in these things. But if not, I'll just have to run the cord down to the inverter. And then we've got a place here for cup holders, some more plug-ins, and got a little workbench here. You put some of your stuff down there. And Volvo has, for a semi-truck, a very nice refrigerator. Normally you get the little tiny square cube ones. Volvos are famous for this, and a little freezer too. So, I'm going to close that. Love that though. The only bad thing is that their latches can be kind of open. Our last truck, the latch broke right off and we couldn't open the refrigerator. So of course the storage down there. And you can reach here, lift that up. You get all the storage down there as well. Those are the orange boxes for the emergency triangles. And the bags are chains. We're in chain season right now, so you have to have them. And that's in case you get stuck in the mountains and need them to come down. Swift does not actually want you to cross mountains if you need to put chains on. Now these are not extra seat belts. Those are nets. And what you do is you hook them up to right there, and then up there, and up there. So that way if someone's sleeping and the other guy has to slam on his brakes, you don't end up on the hood. If you're parked, someone can sleep up here. You never want to have anybody sleep up here while you're moving, because falling down from there, yeah, that'd be bad. And then there's also a cargo net that hooks here, and then up there. Now what we use this for is storage. We put all of our stuff up here, a lot of our stuff, and then we put up the cargo net so it doesn't all come falling down, which we did have happen once before we discovered the cargo net. And then there's, I don't know if I can quite reach it, but there's a window there and you can open the window. Same with on the other side. Volvo actually puts air vents up top, so you're not sweltering if you're sleeping up there. Let me show you these windows here. So you just like that and she opens right up. And same with on the other side. This is the tablet I was talking about. Let's see if it works. Well, anyways, you have to mess with it to get it to come up, but maybe it's because I have the system shut off. But that's how you set the temperature you want. But they got that all set up in the shop. I don't think I'll even ever really have to touch that thing. All I got to do is turn it on and off. I've got switch there, and the idle smart system will work. And I've already verified that that works. So, last thing that I'm grateful they put in is the inverter. I'm not sure what the wattage is on that, but it'll run my CPAP and fan and anything else we got to plug in. So, there you go. There's a little tour of our truck. Another cool thing I forgot to mention is I can pull this lever here. I reach open and open that up to get under the storage. So there's my chains and all that. I'll put my tools in here and all that too. So there's access on both sides of the truck.